Hello, fellow Bengal fans. It's Forever Bengals here. Time for me to eat crow, I guess, to the New York Jets. They beat us. They manhandled us. They shut us out. They held us pretty good on, offensively. I don't think we even broke 100 yards. If we did, I'm really surprised there. Had a couple good returns, though. I mean, in the kicking game, Bernard Scott, he flashed the same type of speed that we saw when he was the kick returner for the Pittsburgh game. Quan Cosby had a pretty decent return. It's just offensively we didn't do anything else. It's like we get out, our offense gets on the field, and we kind of faltered. And we didn't play we didn't play our starters for the whole game. But even with our starters out there, and this is kind of concerning, even with our starters out there, we didn't quite do as much. I know Chad Johnson kind of fell at an inopportune time, pre-game warm up, and it kind of messed up his leg. I don't know if that had any effect to his speed and him running his routes. I know it was slippery as all hell out there because the ice. That's why in cold weather it's good to run the ball. And we really broke away from running the ball this particular game. We tried to pass it, and I think that's why we lost it. That's why we didn't do as well, because we tried to change our team, and you can't do that, not this late in the season. You run the ball, run the ball, run the ball, and I think we would have won the game had we ran the ball a lot more. But defensively, it seemed like we couldn't get them off the field, especially that one third down play where the wide receiver is like their wildcat formation. And he runs up, almost gets a touchdown, and we stop him right at the goal line. That was a huge third down play for him, and I couldn't believe they actually succeeded in converting that. I'm not sure if it's because our players didn't know what to expect or anything. However, it's good to see this type of play from the Jets because we're seeing more of what they can do. We're getting it all on tape, and we really didn't tip our hands any in this particular game. So it's not like we showed all the things that we can do and what we're going to do. We basically went and put the ball, played conservative football and let them play the game that they wanted to play and play hard and go all out, which we kind of knew they would. And I said this in the previous video. It kind of helps us out come Saturday when we have to play them again. It looks like the teams are set for the playoffs. Unfortunately, Houston couldn't get in there. Baltimore, congratulations on getting in. I want to give you guys props for getting in. And, it's definitely not going to be a one and done in the playoffs with you. From what I hear about New England, I'll talk a little bit about that probably in another video. But in this particular video, we're going to talk about, we're going to keep it on track with the Jets game and, my thoughts of it. Carson Palmer dropping passes, you can't do that. Not Carson Palmer, but Chad Ochocinco, you're dropping passes. Darrelle Revis, he didn't actually shut down Chad. There were a couple passes that were right there in Chad's hands that he just didn't grab onto. And it had nothing to do with Darrelle Revis shutting him down. So I kind of agree with Chad saying that that Revis can't shut him down. I know what the game looks like. I know how everybody's going to assume that the game looks like the Jets are going to. The Revis did shut him down, but again, if that ball, if Chad catches those, makes those completions, I think we would have seen that we can throw on Revis. And I think that's what we're going to see. Our coaching staff is going to see that we can throw on Revis. We didn't make the connections that time, but I'm sure that they'll get fixed in practice. And again, we're not a throwing team. We're a running team. The only reason I think we were throwing was just to keep our just to work on our passing game. So I know that we can pass, and seeing that Chad got open twice and had the ball thrown to him, and he could have easily caught it. Actually, I think 4 times, 4 drops is what he had. So it wasn't necessarily the Jets defense stopping us as much as the passes, just the wide receivers not catching the pass. Lavernius Coles, you had a great catch. Hopefully you can do that in the playoff game, which I think you will. Again, the playoffs is a totally different beast, and I think the Cincinnati Bengals are going to have a much, much better game set up for when we play the Jets on Saturday. Well, I'm going to end this video here. It was a good win by the Jets. We had a couple injuries. Injuries. Yeah, Pat Sims, that's going to be a huge blow. He is playing really well, and then now he's out. He's out for the season. So that means we're going to have to rely on Ryan Harris or, what's his name? Sean. It's not Sean Rogers. He used to be a Bengal. I can't even remember his name. That's, he's out anyway. Pat Sims is out, and this other guy's going to get the nod, and that's a huge blow. We'll just probably have to pull in another player. Also of note, didn't see Jerome Simpson on the field. Now, I've been talking to a few Bengal fans, and Jerome Simpson is the biggest enigma we have. If this guy truly isn't that good, he'd have been on the practice squad by now. We would have released him or put him on the practice squad and signed somebody who is going to be effective if needed. Now, but we hadn't seen him all season long, and I think that the reason is he's probably came along very well, and we're going to use him in the playoffs. It's just that's what I think, because I don't see any other reasons why you wouldn't play him in this game, especially at the end here when it looked like we're not going to be able to do anything. I know a lot of people bag on the Bengals front office and everything, but it's not the type of front office. No front office I can think of would ever do something like that and hold on to a player for no apparent reason. So we'll find out come playoffs if my prediction is right about him. I think he's going to be a player to watch, especially playoff time and the game's on the line. But we'll find out on Saturday. And if we don't see him Saturday, I'm sure that if we do win Saturday, we're going to see him sooner or later as the playoffs progress. If not, then they need to cut him. They need to release him because there's just no reason to keep a guy like this. So I'll leave it at that. A lot of injuries, a lot of banged up Bengals, which is what we didn't want to do, and then we came out flat. So I don't know. We'll see at the end of this week, on Saturday exactly if that was by design or if the Jets are just a better team. Well, I'm Forever Bengals, and I'm out.